So we all know discernment and dispassion. So in the New Jersey group, a couple of weeks ago, she joined and funny, but very interested. So she heard about discernment and dispassion. And so after a few sessions, she told me that, I just like to listen to you. You speak very well about Eastern wisdom, and I listen to your talks with discernment and dispassion. I said, what it means? Everyone. No, no. I remain dispassionate about what you talk. So after the talk, I go back to the same thing, same pleasure. So I suffer and then I return back and I enjoy. Did you understand? So sometime we have to apply discernment and dispassion in at every moment in our life. And you have to see what lies there. Are you with me? Are you with me? Is your body with me? Mind with me? Ears with me? They all are matter. And what is behind all is consciousness. Without reference of the consciousness, you cannot be with me. Consciousness in the body, consciousness in the ears, consciousness in the tongue, I'm speaking, consciousness in your ears, you are listening, consciousness in the mind, consciousness in you and me. But consciousness is one that knows both listening and learning. So we have to apply discernment to what I am not. I'm not my ears, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. It's a beautiful verse we always talk. Mano buddhir ahankara chittani naham nacha shrutra jivvai nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumir nachetu vayu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Everything is happening in the screen of consciousness. Consciousness does not change. So by listening and learning constantly and applying discernment and dispassion, what happens? Oh, once in a blue moon, we have another friend. Yes, very good. She lives in discernment and dispassion. So do you see, the consciousness does not change. Everything changes that is present and overlapping the consciousness. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm getting it. In discernment and dispassion. So, everything is happening. Everything is happening. I'm laying a foundation for at least 5 verses. Last week, we understood that I skipped 4 chapters. It demands a regular, constant, intensive contemplation and reflection maybe for 6 to 8 hours for a couple of days with an intensive retreat. I'm planning. I'm thinking of it. Huh? Brandy, Sam, Stephen, think of it. Oh, but you can also, everyone can attend that. So, coming back, everything is happening on the screen of consciousness. Consciousness does not change. Everything changes that is present, overlapping. What is overlapping? My body is overlapping. Subtle mind is overlapping with the thoughts and feeling. Then the causal ignorance is overlapping. Remove all of them. It is one consciousness. That is known as awakening and realization. Have you seen your passport picture? Physical, I'm saying. It's your picture on that paper. Now we normally say, photo paper, yeah? It seems to be very thick, not the normal paper. Yeah? So your picture, first overlapping, second overlapping is shining photo paper, and that photo paper is prepared, but ultimately it is on one paper. One paper, my picture, other paper, your picture. We are lost. Oh, this my picture has come very good. What about you? No doubt, everyone's picture is very good. And even if I look so good on the virtual session, but do you see that? So this genius, what you can say, this genius, this awakened guy, this enlightened master, Vidyaranya, gives one of the most wonderful metaphor to understand our real self or the pure consciousness. And that is what we are going to understand. You can just become aware. Your picture, I see you. My picture, you see me. Can you become aware of the screen of your PC or laptop? That never changes. Everything changes. My hand gesture, my eyes, your body, your mind, your thought, everything changes. I'm coming to the metaphor that he says, first you understand the metaphor, the master says, and then apply that metaphor with reference to your life, and you will see, here is, you are in the state of meditation. Anywhere, everywhere, living from moment to moment. One screen behind all PCs, but that screen does not change. Rough example, rough metaphor. Have you heard and seen the picture on the canvas? So I'm coming to the metaphor given by this master. Canvas. So before the canvas, it is purely a simple cloth, first level. Then you starch it, make it thick, right? Then the painter sketch. Painter knows what he is doing. And then he paints, puts the color. Do you see the four stages? What a beautiful metaphor that he has given. And then he applies that metaphor in order to understand the consciousness. The first is a simple cloth. You starch it, make it thick. It becomes a canvas. Then canvas, the painter sketches, make a sketch of your picture, and then he paints. That very existence is the cloth. Consciousness force is the starch. Sketching is your subtle body because you conceive anything from your mind. And then you and me are talking to each other. Cloth is only one. Paintings are different. One picture is anesthesia, there is Sam, third is me, fourth is Brandy. But behind that, all the pictures, this is the metaphor. We'll understand. Consciousness in you, me, anyone never changes. We all are one, and that is what the real self is. Knowing consciousness is only one, whether you know, I know, anyone knows. It is one consciousness, it is one knower, it is one seer. That is what our masters have been talking about it. Why we give metaphor to understand that? Take an example of a fish whose birth, whose growth, whose maturity, whose life, whose food, whose death takes place in the ocean. Right? Say right, even if you do not understand, no problem. Well, understand slowly is the best. It takes time. Knowledge is realized in stages, I told you. Do you remember that? Seed does not become a tree overnight. Now, with that metaphor of a fish, how to help the fish to know the ocean, which is his entire existence, birth, growth, death. How to help the fish to know that it is, everything is ocean. Your existence is ocean. So simple, come on. Bring the fish out of the ocean. Then the fish realizes that it is the ocean that is its existence. Did you get it? We are living in an ocean of consciousness. There is no place out of that consciousness where someone can put me out of that ocean of consciousness to know who am I. That is the problem. That is why Eastern wisdom. That is why mindfulness. That is why meditation. That is why kundalini. Did you get it? Yes, I got it. I'm listening to you with discernment and dispassion. First example. We are not the fish. You cannot see any place where consciousness is not. And that problem is solved by our great masters of Eastern wisdom through thousands of ways. That is why I say we have 3,000 texts. So when I say 3,000, it is not only 3,000, it may be 10,000 texts. So this chapter talks about the consciousness, understanding that consciousness. So he says that he uses a metaphor. He uses the picture on the canvas to show how consciousness develops through 4 stages to show how we think, speak, and act in the world. We need to pay attention with discernment and dispassion. Yes. Is your mind saying, just finish up, after this session, I have to do a lot of things. You are definitely in discernment and dispassion. Because that work is more important than this one. That is one of the main reasons we are not there. You see, Ashok has started yawning. Yes. I'm listening and I'm paying attention to somewhere else. And then I say, no, I did not. I'm not there. No, I should not go there. This master used original, creative thinking. It's a vibrant. It is talking about the pure mind, free from the confusion. That's why he is using this metaphor. Four stages, understand. First is cloth, pure white cloth. And then we will see how we will apply. And then we starch. We starch, so it becomes thick. And then conception, sketching, and then painting. Now use these 4 stages. Master says pure consciousness. What should be the next? Causal body. What should be the next? Subtle body. What is the next? Physical body. You see me and I see you. We have been talking on Mondays and Thursdays session. Physical body, subtle body, causal body. They are overlapping over the pure consciousness. That's why he gave this metaphor. So he gave this metaphor. The cloth is naturally clean. It need not to be made clean. It is not artificial, but natural. What about the starch? That starch comes again. It is a consciousness force that we do not know yet. So from that consciousness force comes the subtle body, the mind, and from the mind appears and manifests this body. We start claiming we are the physical body. We start claiming the last three stages, not the pure consciousness. That is why I say consciousness behind the eye, behind the ears, behind this physical body, behind you and me, everywhere, only one consciousness is there. It only demands an understanding with discernment and dispassion. So after an hour, intellectual understanding takes place, and after an hour, then your mind says, oh, this beer guy is talking hypothetically. And then you enter into so-called reality that is delusion. Fact is that is delusion. And we claim we are living 23 hours in reality, 1 hour in hypothetical, theoretical concept. And then we claim I'm not there. How can I be there? So that is why I said that it's better you listen to me with discernment and dispassion so that my profession will continue. So, understand that, consciousness is everywhere, my friend. Ocean of consciousness. Instead of ocean of consciousness, we see the ocean of conflict with our honey in the profession. Ocean, instead of ocean of consciousness, we see the pain in the body. I have to go to a doctor. I have to go, by the way, I have to go after the session to get my second booster dose. So, see that. With this metaphor, he explained everything of the Eastern wisdom. Consciousness never changes. Trigger, consciousness force, causal body. That force creates the subtle body. Subtle body is the cause of the physical. So we have the efficient cause is the consciousness force. And then what I see, because of the subtle body, the individual ego is created. And when it looks at the world and we say, yo, I'm different from you. Look at me, I'm more smart than you. More handsome than you, more beautiful. Etc., etc. Long list. So every concept comes under it. Delusion, maya, discernment, dispassion, calmness, peace. Everything comes here in this. As we go further, we will understand. This is how this master explains. Consciousness force. Then comes the subtle body. And subtle body, you have a wrong conception that gives rise to the physical body, which has many disabilities. Conception is perfect. You are known as Miss Universe or Mr. Universe. Christina, are you participating? Do you see that? Go with the thinking, the way the master is thinking. I'm passing on that. Oh, this is so. But the subtle body, before that, it is the cloth is starched. Oh, that is the consciousness force. So it is that causal, efficient cause. There lies the birth and past impression. And ultimately, we are one consciousness. It only demands a clarity, understanding. See that. Ocean of consciousness. Take this, I'm using the same metaphor. Ocean of consciousness. There is no movement. It is what is known as the pure consciousness. You see the waves, consciousness force. From that consciousness force appears what we say, all the animals living in there with their physical appearance. And that is why I used to ask, is the ocean in the water or water in the ocean? Tell me. Apply discernment in this fashion again. Which one is? Is water in an ocean or ocean in the water? So you will get to know the second level of manifestation of that consciousness. If you say, it is the water in an ocean, it means the ocean exists before the water. Oh, really? Remove the water, show me the ocean. See the logic. Remove the water, show me the ocean. Such a big ocean has no value if water is not there. I'm so handsome and beautiful. Remove the consciousness, show your beauty. Let me see your beauty. It is the beauty of the consciousness manifesting physically. There is no beauty in the body. It is made up of the matter, same matter. Red, white, blue, what we say, different color, we taste, etc. So we are on the discovery of that one consciousness. And I can tell you the last point that, again, with discernment in this fashion, it has a positive aspect, it has a negative. So this guy is very happy. He said, sometime I sleep, because I listen to you with discernment in this fashion. I said, you are wonderful. I like you. Do you see? And from where this idea comes in the subtle body, from the causal body, because of the past impressions. You are not able to maintain that level of receptivity. And then you claim that, I could not reach anywhere. You will not reach anywhere because you have discernment in this fashion. My mind lost, what I wanted to say, the last thing. Anyhow, leave the last thing. So you see that when we are in the state of discernment and dispassion, we see any beauty is the beauty of the consciousness, that peace is the consciousness, peace of the consciousness, the calmness is the calmness of the consciousness. How can you say protein is in peace and happiness? This is what the protein, carbohydrate, and all the matter. My mouse is in peace. What is this? But we like to live in 23 hours in that so called reality, which is full of delusion. So, unless we shift our discernment in this fashion, we cannot understand this metaphor. Okay, let us close your eyes. Oh, today is Saturday. Oh, yes. Today we are not doing anything. Yes. Eyes are closed.